Hello everyone. What is BodyTalk and how can it help you? I wanted to create this video quickly and make it short just to explain a bit more about BodyTalk because I'm offering a BodyTalk package of 3 BodyTalk sessions to address burnout and chronic fatigue. And the first one is kicking off on Wednesday. So if you might be interested, just take a listen to this video and sign up if you feel called to do so. So BodyTalk is something that came into my life as I was a client and I received BodyTalk. It made a massive difference to me, and so much so that I studied it in 2009 and have continued to add to my BodyTalk knowledge over the years. It is now a fundamental part of what I offer to my clients who come to me to address BodyTalk, to address fatigue and burnout. So BodyTalk is based on the premise that the body and mind system is a whole complex and that everything is in balance and ideally stays in balance and knows how to come back to balance. But unfortunately, this doesn't always happen. But let me first talk about what this balance includes. So it includes your physiology or your biology. It includes your emotions. It includes your mental aspects, so your thoughts, your belief systems, and past memories that you haven't properly processed, traumas, etc. It involves energy flow within and outside of the body, and your environments. And environment's really quite a profound part of this, because your environments includes all the things that impact on the body externally and also create an internal environment. You have an internal environment which will determine your health and well-being. And your external environments can include things like toxins, EMF, climate, your work environment, your home environment, and the kind of experience you have there. And if you've looked into the field of epigenetics, then you'll see that our environments can actually alter our biochemistry and our genetic expression. So it's profound. And if we don't take all of this into consideration, we're not going to fully address health issues. And unfortunately, doctors often focus on the physiological, psychologists focus on the emotional, and there's very seldom modalities that address all of it. And what's amazing is that also most people or experts don't know our bodies, and BodyTalk works with what your innate intelligence or knowledge knows is out of balance, and then works with your innate capacity to self-heal to bring it back into balance. And it's like a bicycle wheel. If one spoke breaks, the whole balance is going to shift, and then another one might break and another one might break. But if the body knows to correct that and to rebuild that spoke, it comes back into balance. What happens is that when we are overwhelmed with stresses, as is the case in our lives these days, particularly in the last 2 years where we've felt like we're in a boiling pot, this capacity to come back into balance is not, it doesn't function very well. It's almost like when a circuit is overloaded and it trips. So I'm talking about electricity here, but we can sometimes feel, the stress is so much, the impact of it is so much that it's almost like we go into a freeze state. In fact, they've even shown in the brain that there will be cold spots in the brain, that the neural pathways are not all lighting up properly. So what BodyTalk does is it firstly actually calms the entire nervous system and then supports it to be able to receive the healing that is coming up as needing to be balanced. So an example of a session would be if I focus on what might come up as your adrenal, your left adrenal, the medulla or the cortex of the left adrenal, and then the consciousness of overwhelm, and then needing to balance yang and yin energy, the feminine and masculine. So the yang is the drive, the push, the motivation, which is often very strong in those of us who've burnt out. So balancing that with more yin, linking that to perhaps environments, someone in your office space, linking that to a belief system, it is not safe to express my truth, linking that to a past life memory where someone was threatened by you expressing your truth. This could be a formula, for instance, that comes up and that then is brought into the consciousness of body mind, of your own innate intelligence awareness, and balanced. The body does that. We don't have to do it. It's as soon as it's brought into consciousness and awareness, as these things are out of balance. And it might include, for instance, excess cortisol. It might include some kind of hormonal balance that needs to happen. We often work with the brain. We work with different parts of the brain, rewiring the brain. We work with alignment and how that impacts your overall health. So when I work with people, I either work with them directly or over a distance. If I work with them directly, I will have my attention on them because they're there. If I work with them over a distance, I work with a photograph. And the interesting thing is when I do distance sessions, I often get even better results than when I work with them directly. And I think it's because I'm so much more in the zone, as opposed to when people are with me. Often they ask questions and they want to know more. And then I find it, I go in and out of kind of being really, really I can't explain it better than in the zone where I'm really picking up on what is coming up as needing to be balanced. And so when that is tapped out, it actually immediately, whether it's done over a distance or not, immediately brings about changes in the body. And this has been proven with research. If you sign up for a session, you'll see there's a link there. There's a research paper that's been published where the changes were actually monitored in people over a distance. Okay, and then what happens is the further changes happen when the person actually hears the feedback, and then further changes happen. Changes usually are quite subtle. People will notice in retrospect that something's changed. So in looking back, they realize, oh gosh, actually, I'm feeling so much better than I did 3 days ago. Most people say they notice it particularly 2 to 3 days later. Some people have profound responses to BodyTalk. So everyone's experience is different. I bumped into a client the other day. I did one session for him. I hadn't seen him since then. And he said, the first 2 days afterwards, I didn't really notice anything. He said, but then it was like I had Red Bull. I had so much energy. So that was really awesome feedback. So it's an amazing modality. It's amazing because the beautiful side effects of it are that it supports you to come more into alignment with your intuition. You become more aware of exactly what you need in your life to heal your body, what you need, not what someone else says you need. It obviously leverages this incredible body-mind connection and your innate self-healing capacity to bring your body back into balance. It supports that whole environment and that terrain so that it becomes perfect for you to be able to then recover and heal. And so I'm doing 3 different focuses for the different sessions. The first one is going to focus on regulating your nervous system and anything related to that, because the nervous system dysregulation has a huge impact on fatigue and burnout. And many of us don't even recognize how dysregulated we are. And that's another lovely aspect of BodyTalk, is the more you receive it, the more your nervous system becomes balanced, the more you recognize when you're out of balance and then can do something about it. So it's very empowering as well. The second session is focusing on all the psychological aspects that could be creating a how it then shapes how you respond to and experience life, which then results in fatigue and depletion. So it's about addressing those. And the third one is balancing the head brain, heart brain, and gut brain. There's lots of research now about this enteric brain and the massive impact that it has on your mood, on health, on general well-being. There's the whole vagus nerve connection between the gut and the brain. So balancing these 3 is very important. We live from here most of the time and we disconnected, and that's when we become ill. So it's vitally important to balance the 3 brains. So that would be the third session. So if you feel like this is something that could be supportive to you, if it's calling you in any way, please go sign up. The link is below. And minimum donation is $10. So feel into what feels good for you, to what you can afford, and what feels like a good reciprocation for what you'll be receiving. And if you have any questions at all, please post them below, because I really would like to help you to feel comfortable in receiving the BodyTalk if you choose to go that route. And I really look forward to offering this to whoever would like to sign up. Okay, take care. Bye.